Welcome everyone to our Thursday advanced training sessions with me, Petra. For those of you who are here first time, welcome. I am just sharing my knowledge, my experience of my healing journey and using Healy and using the frequencies and energies in my own world. If you are anywhere else in the world than Australia, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I welcome anyone joining me tonight. Tonight we are going to talk about immune system. I'm sorry for those of you who have been here last week. I have said we're going to have inflammation. We are going to have inflammation, but next week, because I lost a week of time in between, jumping timelines. So before we dive in, I would love you to think about, within yourself before we go into diving into specific organs and things like that on a physical level. I would like you to think about what an immune system is, and do you actually know what it does in the body? Yeah, and do you actually know what is it consists of? Yeah, any organs or anything? And also, do you know when your immune system is compromised? So think about that. Now I'm just going to share my slides, and we're going to do all the shebang. Where are you? Let me just, here we go. Okay, everybody sees my slides? Give me a thumbs up if you do, so I know that I'm sharing the right things. Okie dokie. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so boosting your immune system. We're in Australia, in our south part of Earth. We are moving into winter, but immune system is something that we need all over the world every single day, not just when it's winter. And it's really important to keep it active. Yeah. So, and we're going to look at why. So before we go into anything else, as always, we understand that Healy devices, Mag Healy, all Healy devices, including Mag Healy, are devices that use IMF, which is the individual microcurrent frequencies, applied to the body, and they are not intended to treat, cure, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. They are beautiful, beautiful tools to support the body, so we can create an environment in our body for the body to heal. We don't heal, even if you use energy as an energy healer, I will have to burst your bubble. You do not heal anyone. Everybody heals by accepting their own frequency and stepping into it. So the body chooses, and our consciousness chooses to heal. So it's really important to understand that we are the active participants in our life and our healing on whatever level we are. And it's really important to understand, and I think I've been kind of saying this for a while now, if you've been with me every Thursday, is that you are more capable than you think you are. And your body is just a reflection of your energy, your mind, your belief, your emotion, and also how you take care of yourself. Yeah, so it's really important to understand, and why I'm saying this, because we're going to immune system, and taking care of your immune system is really important, and there's different factors that influence it. So my question to you, for you to tell me and communicate to me through the chat, how often do you get sick? Oh, great. I have spelling mistakes in there because my Canva is so beautiful in changing the text without my permission. So it's during the year. So let me know if you actually get sick. So what does sick mean to you? Meaning, what you probably kind of label as cold, flus, run down under the weather, having some temperature, or, runny noses, or, digestive problems, any of those things. Do you get any of those throughout the year? Do you get it every year? And if you don't, when was the last time you did? So think of those things and let me know in the chat, because I would really, really like to know where everybody is. 4 to 5 times a year. Wow. Okay. Seasonal. Okay, so meaning winter, I guess. Hardly once a year. Okay, once a year. Okay. Never temperature 2 to 3 days. Sneezy. Okay. Last year, and that was it. Okay. Once or twice a year. Okay. Once a year, majority like high fever. Okay. Once or twice a year, allergic. Wow. Okay. Change of weather right now in UK and having cold and cough. Okay. So, sore throat. Okay. So, obviously, I can see that my perception of the world is quite different than yours, which is good for me. So I understand where you are. Used to get loads of sinuses. Now I'm going through a severe skin condition, which is there since 4 years. Okay. A few times mainly inflammation in a few times a year. Okay. Dust and allergies, okay, that's definitely gut related. People around me are sick all the time. And Marie-Louise, are you sick as well? Or just people around you? Radical. Or did I miss your response up here somewhere? Oh, here you go. Never temperature 2 to 3 days, sneezy. Okay. Skin allergy, ear ringing, just people around me. Okay. Obviously there's issues, right? So which are challenges that you're facing. Yeah, so we're not gonna go into medical conditions here, as you know, we can't. Yeah, so but there's things that you can do to support yourself. And why I'm saying this, so I haven't been sick in a way of, you know, having a temperature or runny nose, unless it was literally my voice. This year, but before this year, during COVID, I actually I didn't even know that I had COVID, because I only had like a low temperature for one day and that was it. I didn't even know that I had it. And then before that, literally for the last 15 years, I have not been sick. I don't even have a GP here, like general practitioner, like a doctor here in Australia. I had to go to someone else the other day. So I don't get sick in a way of, cold, flus and all of those things that people call it sick. So, okay. So if you are getting sick, even if it's seasonal, a few times a year, your body is telling you that your immune system is not up to date. Yeah, if we're looking at the computer system, the software systems, right? Our body systems need to get up to date, and they need to be really strong in order to prevent any pathogens, viruses, bacteria to actually enter the body. So I'm not going to go into what I believe in here, but let's look at what's generally known. But in all essence, we have a really huge defense mechanism. Yeah. And our immune system, in its essence, is our first line of defense. And it's not only first line of defense, it has layers of defense. So when we talk about immune system, I would love to know, if you can pop in the comments, what do you think immune system is before we actually go in? Because there's a lot of talk about the immune system and everybody knows about the immune system, but nobody really knows about it. Yeah, so I would really love to know, what do you think the immune system is in your body? Resistance, okay? And do you feel that it's one system, or does it include specific organs, or is it like what is it what is it? To protect us, okay? Yes. So it's like armies on your skin and around your body, fighting everything around you. The line of defense, body's defense of self-recovery system. Yeah, okay. Ability of the body's to stay in balance, ability to keep your body healthy. It's in intestine. That's an interesting one. Balance, antibodies produced by our body. Radar. I love that one. Immune system works in synchronization, exactly in the current system, nervous system all together. Yes, perfect. Our little army protecting us all the time. Yes, we are walking armies. Yeah, we are more bacteria than anything else, and energy than anything else. So let's look at it. Yeah, so we can understand how to actually support it, right? Because it's really interesting. I've been having this conversation literally today with a friend of mine that has come home sick, and she's been sick lately a lot, and I literally had a conversation with her. How are you supporting your immune system, and what are your defenses, right? What are you actually supporting? And she has a Healy. And how do we actually use programs? How do we choose the programs, and what do we actually need to support in order for our immune system to work properly? Yeah, so let's look at it. So, as you know, I always start with definitions. So what is the immune system? The immune system is a complex network of cells, tissues, and organs that work together to protect the body from foreign invaders like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other pathogens. It is a crucial defense mechanism that helps the body fight off infections and diseases. Great. So we now know that it's not just one system of, blood vessels, or it's not just the skin, but it's a combination of things, right? And it's really important to understand what is a part of the nervous system, the part of the immune system. The nervous system is one of them too, indirectly influencing. And you know, what makes the immune system compromise? So, because we can't understand how to support it until we actually understand what it is, what's included, and what is actually affecting it. Yeah. So now that we kind of know what it is, the immune system itself, before we go into what affects what, there are two different components of the immune system. Yeah, one is what we call innate immunity, and the other one is adaptive immunity. So what is that, right? So innate immunity is actually the first line of defense. It actually includes the physical barriers of the body. So it includes skin, mucous membranes, which we'll look at what influences those later, and also immune cells like white blood cells, which also contain lymphocytes and all of that. So we're not going to go into details of that. It's just, let's say, white blood cells, which I like to call Pac-Man. Yeah, you know that little game, the yellow thingy that, eats everything? I used to have that on my, not a phone, it was like a literally properly game. So white blood cells actually remind me of that Pac-Man. Yeah. So when they are active and they're really good in the body and your immune system is strong, that Pac-Man is really big. Yeah. And it goes around and eats everything. Yeah. Eats everything that's not supposed to be in the body. Yeah. So, and that's why I love blood cells. White blood cells are my favorite, right? Because they eat everything that's not supposed to be in the body. And they're the ones that are kind of angry cells, right? They go around and they eat everything. So they're kind of, fierce. They're kind of natural killer cells. Yeah. So there's different levels of that, but we're not going to go in there. And then we have the adaptive immunity, which is actually a specific response to either pathogens, and includes the T cells and B cells, which are part of the white cell, like the killer cell in the body system. Yeah. Which actually remembers the past infections. So we have an immune system that actually remembers. So we don't have just an immune system that attacks, we also have an immune system that learns. So whatever comes into the body, the adaptive immunity, this is like a skill of the immune system, actually learns from previous mistakes and also from the information that comes into the body. And this actually gives us a long-lasting immunity. So you probably know, if you had chicken pox in when you were little, you overcame him, so you don't have to, so your body remembers. Yeah. So there are certain things that sometimes don't work that way, but either way, your body has that ability. It has the skill to remember. So how does the immune system itself work? The basics. Yeah. So the immune system and the response of the immune system, it actually has a function to first detect the pathogens, either virus, bacteria, fungi, whatever that is. Yeah, we can label them different colors. And then, it acts, so when it actually detects them, wherever that is, so it can be on different levels within the body and outside the body, and then it activates the immune cells. So there's different types of immune cells, and it activates them in order to protect our body, so it will not absorb things that are not supposed to be in there, that are literally threatening to the body. And then what it does, it signals certain systems in the body to eliminate them. So, for example, if you have food poisoning, yeah, that's a pathogen that comes in, bacteria, certain things, what will happen? So you'll probably get a diarrhea really fast after you've eaten, yeah, because the system, the immune system in the body will actually go, okay, this is not supposed to be here, flush it out as soon as possible, right? So this is the elimination process, and it works really fast. So if you do have that, and if you experience diarrhea, it doesn't feel good, right? Because there's so many toxins in there, and the body says, we can't handle this, get it out. So if that's something a part of your daily life, I would encourage you to look at your gut and look at the toxins you're ingesting on different levels, right? Because whatever we put into the body, your body needs to first be equipped to fight whatever is in the environment. And second of all, you need to support your body in order to build that immunity and immune system so it can fight whatever is coming to the body. Yeah. And then, of course, when it gets information, the adaptive immunity then actually develops the memory within the cells for the faster response in the future. Yeah, so we can actually avoid infections, and your body doesn't need to work that much. So this is literally the basics of the immune system, and that's why I always say sick with caveat, yeah, because our body really doesn't get sick, in my view. It actually has a healing crisis or healing effect, because your body will always try to protect you, especially when it comes to immune system, and especially when it comes to certain toxins and things like that, or whatever is not naturally present in your body, should not be there. Your body will find ways to get them out, yeah, and protect you. So whatever you feel like you're labeling sick, I would encourage you to actually start looking at it as my body's actually acting, and it's doing the job in order to eliminate things that are making it work harder, and it's actually hurting me. So how can I support my body? So let's look at what is actually influencing and compromising our immune system, because we are participants, right? We are the ones that can help a physical body heal and build our immune system in order to actually have a strong defense. Okay, so certain things that influence. So these are the basic stuff, but I can add on stuff in here. So frequent infections, cold, flu, sinus infections, bronchitis, pneumonia, skin infections, whatever. This, if you're having it constantly and you're not rebuilding your immune system in between, you can compromise it. Yeah. So your immune system, although it will remember, it will not have enough energy. Let's say it's like a bunny with a battery, right? If you're actually having cold, flus and all the time, non-stop infections, you're actually depleting the energy of that bunny. Yeah. And when it actually comes to a situation when it needs to protect you so you don't get sick, yeah, your immune system won't have enough energy to actually do its work. So it's really important to, if you do have these kind of experiences throughout the year, it's really important to build your immune system in between. Also, infections that can linger. Yeah. So for example, if your infections seems to last like longer than usual, so your body, okay, so let's look at it. What's usual? So if you have a cold and flu and, temperatures, things like that, normally your body should, if it has a strong immune system, and you rest and, not go around stressing your body, you should be fine in 3 days. Yeah. So if you are lingering for longer than that, Yeah, I'm not saying, temperature or all of that. Yes, you can still be tired afterwards because your body's regenerating. But if the infection is lingering for longer than 3 to 5 days, you need to look at your immune system. Yeah, because otherwise, for example, mold or yeast is one of those infections. So when you actually have mold or yeast in the body and you don't have enough stomach acid, and we're going to look at that, a part of the immune system, it doesn't kill it, and it goes into your mucous membranes, into the gut, and it can influence a lot of things. So there's a lot of studies done, that a lot of what we call and label diseases are linked to mold, yeast, and fungus. So it's really, and some of the cancers as well. So it's really important to understand that, eating cheeses with mold, yeah, although I understand they're good. If you don't have enough stomach acid to kill that mold to actually affect you, it's really important to not do that. Build up your acid, build up your immune system so you can actually kill off anything that comes into your stomach, and then you're fine. But majority, more than 90% of people in the world don't have enough stomach acid to actually kill any pathogen that's come in. So it's really important to understand why the lingering infections can actually affect our immune system, because our immune system is always fighting in the body, and it's actually not working on the things that it needs to work. Also, opportunistic infections, for example, they're caused by, pathogens from the outside. Can be fungus, like mold, and it can also be like really simple things. If your immune system is really, really weak, you can be cold, and outside you have cold feet, yeah, because that is connected to your liver, to your kidneys, and that can deplete your energy of the body, and your immune system actually drops, and again you get sick. Yeah, so those are all affecting your immune system. If your wounds are healing slowly, your immune system needs support. Yeah, and also digestive issues, those are all affecting your immune system. So I'm adding here other things as well. So your air, your food, your stress, your mental patterns, so belief systems, yeah, your environment, and I mean not only physical environment, yeah, stressing you out, also your intimate relationships, yeah, and how do you respond to things? Do you have a safe environment around you where you feel safe enough to actually exist and be accepted? So those are all influencing the gut, which is a part of the immune system. So let's look at what is the immune system and what organs it consists of. So I made it really simple. I didn't want to go into really details because you don't have to know what's going on in there a lot. You just have to know what organs are part of the immune system, because then you can actually look at how, you can look at how, what are the symptoms within the body? Yeah, so what is your body telling you? And then you can actually look at where the issue lies. And then you can actually support that part of the immune system. Yeah, I'll give you the 4 basic immune supporting programs in Healy that I always go to. And then when I actually figure out what's happening within the body, I then add on programs to support that part of the immune system. So immune system in itself, the first defense is our skin. Yeah, it's actually, our skin can absorb, can filter, can protect us from the environment, and it can also act as a physical barrier. So our skin is the largest organ and is the first barrier of our immune system. Yeah, and people forget about it. So I don't know if you know, but mold can be absorbed. So if you have a moldy vegetable, yeah, not just bit brown and black, but mold, like proper mold on the vegetable, and you actually touch it with your skin, it will be absorbed through your skin into your body. So you can actually get mold, yeast, and fungus through your skin. So it's really important to understand how to handle moldy things. Yeah, so you can actually don't absorb it into the body. Mucous membranes are the second defense. Yes, the second layer of defense. So this is our nose, our eyes, our mouth, you know, the intimate part of the body, as well as the inside. So it's the, you know, the lining of the stomach, the mucus lining of, you know, our connective tissue, as well as of your gut. And why is this important? The gut is down there, the gut microbiome, but the gut and the quality of the microbiome in the gut and the health of the gut actually determines the health of your mucous membranes. So if your gut is actually not healthy, and we've had gut last week, it will actually create specific chemicals and specific bacterias that will actually be sent throughout your mucous membranes to create specific cells to fight pathogens that come through your nose, your mouth, everywhere. Yeah. And if your gut is not strong, you won't have those cells. So, you know, when you get your runny nose and things like that, that is your body cleansing out. So anything that was absorbed or anything that you've been in touch with, if you get your mucus, yeah, runny nose, things like that, your body is literally cleansing out because it's saying you're not passing this this barrier, you're not getting into the body, you're getting out here. Yeah. So your body is literally in your cleansing process by doing that. And mucous membranes are really connected to your gut and the defense that you want to actually have really strong. Then the stomach. People forget, truly forget how important stomach is. We tend to focus on the gut and the microbiome, and we focus on, you know, the liver and the spleen sometimes. Even spleen is sometimes forgotten for the immune system. But stomach is really, really important. So anything that is ingested can't pass the stomach if you have a really good stomach acid. Yeah. So hydrochloric acid in the stomach is really important. So we also need to understand, and like Jess said last week, not drinking 30 minutes up to an hour before your meals. Yeah. And after is to keep the stomach acid strong. So if you have ulcers or things like that in your stomach, you have depleted your stomach acid. And in the stomach, you need to understand there's a lining. And when we drink, for example, half an hour before our meals, yeah, we drink water. What happens in the stomach is we are preparing the lining, the mucus lining of the stomach to actually inflate. And it inflates, there's like a thick lining that happens, yeah? And that thick lining contains, you won't believe, but it contains bicarb soda. So bicarb soda is alkalizing for the body. So the inside of the stomach is acid, but the outside of the stomach is alkaline. So it does not penetrate, the acid does not penetrate the mucous membrane and go into the blood. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to build up your stomach acid, to build up the lining of the stomach so your body can digest properly. Because, and please do not, and I can't stress this enough. People drink alkalizing water, yeah, with high pH, and they think they're doing alkaline things for their body. I will tell you right away, you can find research online if you want to go and search. Alkalizing water is the worst thing that you can do for your stomach. Your body needs alkalization, but your stomach needs acidity. So you need to have water high in minerals, not in pH, because you need acidity in the stomach, because that is your protective system for your immune system, for anything coming in to be killed that's not supposed to be in the body. So alkaline water comes from minerals, not from high pH, and you're actually diluting your stomach acid and you're making your immune system suffer. Yeah, just letting you know. Then spleen. People forget about spleen. Spleen is actually really important in the immune system. Why? This organ actually filters and removes old and damaged red blood cells. So it actually filters the blood. And it also contains white blood cells. and it's a part of the immune system. So if your spleen is not working properly, it's not creating enough blood, it's also not creating enough white blood cells in order to fight anything that comes in. So we also need to understand that the blood is created in the spleen, yeah, circled around, moved through, the pathogen moves, the toxins and pathogen moves through the lymph, and then it goes into the guts, and whatever is not really, if the gut's not functioning properly, the blood goes back into the liver, yeah, and the liver takes the load, yeah. So we need to understand spleen creates the blood, liver actually moves the blood and filters it properly, like deeply, yeah. So when you are looking at and it also actually, spleen also actually responds to the blood-borne pathogens. So anything that's in the blood, it will actually filter, kill, and actually protect your immune system, yeah, because if it passes the stomach, then it's in your bloodstream. And then the liver, which also contains immune cells, different types of immune cells, and it actually kills, filter, if something is in there that goes through the liver that's not actually supposed to be in there, what liver will do, it will coat it in fat. So if you have too much toxins and your gut is not working properly and your liver is too overloaded, the liver will actually coat your toxins that it can't filter into fat. And that will bring you to weight gain. Yeah. So weight gain is nothing else but toxins literally packaged into fat in order to protect your body. Yeah, because liver doesn't know what to do with them otherwise because it's too overwhelmed. So liver also contains immune cells. It filters the blood from the digestive tract. So if the gut is not working properly, neither will the liver and the spleen, yeah, because they don't have the capacity to actually filter so many things at once. So liver's ability to filter, first is toxins, second is hormones. Anything else, heavy metals, everything else will go aside. It will go back into the bloodstream, yeah? And if your liver is too overwhelmed and too overloaded because your gut is not working properly, and we're going to come to the gut because it's really crucial in an immune system, what happens is your hormones that are literally going through the bloodstream are not getting deactivated. Yeah, so they're not recircling the bloodstream, and then the hormones are getting out of balance. So taking care of the gut will take care of the liver, will take care of your hormones. Yeah, so simple. It will take care of your immune system. Coming to the gut. The gut is actually considered the highest producer of protective or immune cells of your immune system. Yeah. So you have other organs and you have barriers, different levels of the immune system to protect you. But gut actually creates the largest amount of all immune cells. And not only that, the gut actually sends specific bacteria through the mucous membranes to actually send information and do specific jobs. Yeah, so it's really important to build up and heal your gut, because without that and without the stomach, every other organ in the body will be overloaded. So it's really important to take care of your gut. And gut microbiome is literally, it's not only in the gut. The cells that are found in the gut are also found on the skin. They're also found in your mucous membranes. They are actually a part of every single part of your body. So whatever you are cultivating in your gut, in that little mini farm, yeah, you are going to be seeing on your skin, in your mucous membranes, in your nose, in your throat, in any of your intimate areas, everywhere. Yeah, so it's really important to figure out the balance within your gut and really feed it properly. Then we have the lymphatic system, which actually contains the lymph nodes as well as the lymph vessels. So the lymph nodes are little thingies under the arms. We have them under the collars. We also have them in the groin on the left side and the right side. So literally in between your legs, yeah, like in the corner between your pelvis, and also behind your knees. So those are nodes that I call them, they're like sinks. Yeah. So when they get clogged, they get clogged with all the toxins. We need to open those things because the lymph nodes themselves act as filters for the lymph fluid. Yeah. The lymph fluid that goes on the surface, literally underneath the surface of your skin. We call the lymph vessels, and that's the lymph fluid that goes through, and it actually filters the toxins and move them around. And, the lymph nodes actually trap the pathogens, anything that's harming the body, and they actually expose them to white blood cells so they can actually be killed. And the lymph fluid, the lymph vessels is moving and transporting the lymph, the liquid that actually gathers all the toxins from your body, and allow it to circulate around and actually be attacked by white blood cells and filtered by the nodes, so the body can actually move all that it needs that was already in the gut, that was already in the bloodstream, out of the body, and it will always go into the liver and the gut. Yeah. And lymph is really important. So if you are feeling sick, the most important thing to support is, if it's already in your bloodstream, is actually your spleen, your liver, your gut, and your lymph. Yeah. There's a thymus one as well. Blood is important. Blood and lymph are closely connected. But nobody actually supports the lymph when it comes to the nervous, to the immune system. Yeah. Everybody thinks that they need to do, other stuff on a superficial level, but your body needs support inside. And then we have bone marrow, and bone marrow literally creates specific cells and creates, also blood cells. So it's literally creating blood in your body, the quality of the blood in the body. It also produces stem cells. So stem cells are new cells that don't have a label of what they are. So the body can use them anywhere in the body. And some of them become immune cells as well. They become a part of the immune system. And it makes white blood cells, which are part of the immune system. So building the bone, building the blood is really important. Blood is life. Yeah. And it, not only it carries information, it carries DNA, it also carries, protective systems, and also carries our prana chi energy. Yeah. And then we have a thymus gland. A lot of people forget about this one. So thymus gland, if you don't know, it's the higher heart. So it's literally underneath your throat. So you can actually tap on it if you want to actually stimulate it. Yeah. And thymus gland is in charge of adaptive immune system. Yeah. So it actually is in charge of remembering things for the future. So we want to teach our body that way. Yeah. And it also creates specific white blood cells. We call them T cells and killer cells that actually, they, in the thymus is the organizer, the manager of teaching these immune cells to distinguish between each other. So they understand who's the enemy and who's the army. Yeah. So it actually teaches the body to not attack itself. Yeah. So thymus is really important and we forget about it. So this is the basics of the immune system that a lot of people forget. Yeah. They think of gut, they think of, sometimes the mucous membranes, but they forget a lot about lymph, they forget about spleen, and they forget about stomach, and as well as the thymus. Yeah, so this is the one-on-one. So let's look at how to actually boost your immune system before we go into Healy programs. Yeah, so eat a nutrient-rich diet, high minerals, high protein, a lot of vegetables, preferably green vegetables. Yeah. And please make sure to not eat vegetables or meat that is conventionally grown. I know it's hard, but that contains high antibiotics, high growth hormones, vaccines, things like that, because that stays in the meat and it influences your body and your immune system. Those are huge disruptors in the body, as well as any pesticides, herbicides on the vegetables. And it's really important to, if you can't afford everything organic, I understand, There is a website that you can use. I don't know if you know about it. It's called, you can search, it's easier to search to just find Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. So it's a list that is actually issued every year. And you can actually find a list of vegetables on a Clean 15 list that you can buy in conventional supermarkets, yeah, because they are the lowest or sometimes not have any pesticides or herbicides on them. But the Dirty Dozen is the one that you want to buy organic, because, for example, strawberries this year, they contain more than 500 different pesticides and herbicides on one strawberry. So if you are juicing this kind of stuff and you want to go and juice these vegetables and fruits, just letting you know that you're literally drinking pesticides. Yeah, so it's really important to understand what you're putting in the body to limit or lighten the load of what your body is processing so your immune system can actually build. Of course, variety is important, but we want to get as much vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in our body. Then getting adequate sleep. Sleep is huge. Yeah, if you're not sleeping well, your immune system will not process well. And then you have more sugar cravings, and sugar is actually death for the immune system. So between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, depending on, what your body actually needs. There's been research showing that lack of sleep actually can impair immune cell production and function of the immune system. So it's really important to sleep well, and not just sleep in bed, being in bed, but literally sleep deeply. Then exercising regularly. We sit too much. Yeah. So being out, clean air, breathing air, literally cleaning out your lungs, because lungs are actually your detoxification system. So they clean out everything that's not supposed to be in there in small quantities. And moving the body will move the lymph. Moving the lymph will clear the toxins, right? You can actually get those things out so it's not sitting in the body. And exercise actually promotes healthy turnover of immune cells. Yeah, so they're not stagnant, they actually start creating new ones. And it also reduces inflammation, which affects the immune system. And then managing stress. We've done stress session. Stress is a huge influencer on your immune system because it raises the cortisol levels, and cortisol actually suppresses the immune system in the body. So anything you can do, laughter, meditation, relaxation techniques, and we've done that. So stay hydrated. So drinking plenty of water, not just, sugar teas and other drinks, and that's fine. No, water high in minerals. So remember, not alkaline water in pH, alkaline water high in minerals. So adding minerals like Celtic salt, sea moss, is beneficial for the system because it actually builds your bacteria in the gut, and that builds up your immune system. Also, limit alcohol consumption, avoid smoking, and eliminate sugar. Sugar is not only, sweeteners. Sugar is also in every single processed food. Anything packaged contains sugar today. Sugar also turns, so carbohydrates, for example, bread, pastries, all of that, grains, all carbohydrates turn into sugar in the body. I'm not saying grains are bad. I'm just saying that if you have digestive issues, it's good to eliminate that to not feed the bacteria in the gut that's actually, lowering the immune system in your body. And also dairy. So dairy in itself has, lactose in there, which is a form of sugar. If you are using dairy, I would really, encourage you to find non-homogenized dairy, organic dairy, raw dairy, the closer to nature possible. Yeah. Because anything too processed is literally just white water without anything, and it does not contain enzymes for you to digest any of that, and that actually puts strain on your liver as well as your gut, and that also can suppress your immune system. Then maintaining a healthy weight. Yeah. So if you are overweight, then I encourage you to actually look into how to lose weight, to change your diet, to bring more exercise, especially weight training into your life, so you can actually build up those muscles that actually burn more fat, and literally teach your body to burn fat instead of sugar. Yeah, because if we eat sugar all the time, your body actually needs a bit more than 48 hours to actually eliminate all the sugar out of the body before it starts burning fat for energy. So healthy weight, because weight, we know, fat, toxins in the fat are actually influencing your hormones, and hormones are also weight and your satiety signals. And then also you can add natural remedies to support your immune system. And to keep your immune system strong. So there's natural things that are literally free that you can use. Yeah. Water therapy, cold, warm and cold. It's great for immune system. Yeah. Yes, you're going to probably scream at the end of the shower when you use your cold water. But it's actually amazing. That's the cheapest way you can actually build your immune system. And if you can go to ice baths, even better. Yeah. For example, onions. Yeah, onions mixed with honey are amazing remedy for your throat, for any mucus things. Lemon juice. Yeah, mashed banana with a bit of honey. Yeah, those are all things that are actually your natural remedies for immune system. Garlic. Yeah, is the strongest and natural antibiotic. Yeah, and then you also have essential oils and things like that that you can actually support your immune system with, and keep it strong. But if you incorporate all those foods and natural remedies into your life, you will be building your immune system every single day, and you won't have to be sick. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the programs. So first, before we go into specific organs, so you understand what to support and how to support it, I will give you 4 basic programs that I use every single time something's happening in my body. Yeah. So the first program I always go to with anything that happens in the body that's off. Yeah. For example, when I had my throat, the first thing I did, and I didn't even know I didn't have so your lymph nodes are here. Yeah. So if there's any infection going on in the body, these will be the first one to actually be inflamed. So they'll be like a bit round. Yeah. So if that's happening, that means that your body's fighting an infection in the body. Yeah. So the first thing that I go to is always defense. Defense program in Bioenergetic Harmony 1 is my favorite program to go to when something physical is happening in the body and my body's fighting something. Yeah. The second program I go to is Bacteria Harmony in Bioenergetic. I think it's 2. Or is it 1 again? I forgot. Let me see if I popped a bit here somewhere. Skin, I think it's here. Defense. Now I forgot where I popped it. Bacteria Harmony, Bioenergetic Harmony 1. Yes. So it's in the same one. So those 2 are my favorite. And then the third one is impurities. So impurities, I have that someone here as well. I forgot. I think it was. I always forget because I always go. Here we go. No, that's digital nutrition. There's an impurities in digital nutrition as well. Here, Bioenergetic Harmony 2. I always think it's 1. So Bioenergetic Harmony 2, impurities. It's my third program I always go to. Yeah. And then the fourth one that I tend to use is either, well, there's combinations, but you can either do gastrointestinal harmony. Yeah, that's a good one. Or I actually like to use the power of 3. So either you can do the friendly flora in the gut, you can do the defense, what is it, the defense something, I forgot, in the power of 3. Let me go. Defense support. So defense support, those are really good. Or additionally, I like to use the classical energetic or classical physical for the body. So those are the basic ones I tend to go to when something's going on in the body. But then, for example, if I know I have a stomach something issue, you know, that you are vomiting or something's going on in the body, yeah, then you look into stomach. So you have programs for stomach. You can use your Heal Advisor search app. You can just pop stomach in there. It's going to bring you programs for that. But you can just do stomach meridian 2, classical physical, defense support, Pita for the digestion to bring that fire. You can use the release in the gold cycle, bacteria harmony, gastrointestinal harmony, and also there's an alkaline powder which is in digital nutrition. So that's also an option to alkalize the toxins, yeah, in the body and help the body to release whatever is in there, yeah. But if I, for example, would have a UTI, which is urinary tract infection, yeah, urinary tract infection to me means because kidneys are connected to your bladder, and the urinary tract is between kidneys and the bladder. So when the kidneys are filtering, they're always filtering toxins, and if there's too many toxins, then you'll probably get the urinary tract infection because either you're not drinking enough or there's too many toxins that the body is filtering and you're actually not, you know, helping the body to eliminate them. So if that happens, I would definitely look at, you know, the kidneys, the gut, because the bacteria in the gut are influencing your urinary tract infections and your bladder and your kidneys. So I would look at the gut. So I would definitely do defense. I would probably do like the large intestine. I would probably do like Pita or classical physical. I would do bacteria harmony. So think of, you know, what part of the body you're having issues with. So you don't have to be a doctor. Like, your body will tell you if your stomach hurts, there's something in there. If you have a digestive issue in your belly, there's something in the digestive issue. So you're looking at gut, right? If you, for example, have a runny nose, then your mucous membranes, you're going to go to tissue harmony, or you can actually do bioinformation, or you can actually do defense, or you can even do, you know, bacteria harmony. So you can actually start balancing that, or even, you know, classical physical, or even, for example, defense support. So you can actually build up the gut. So all of those things you can start running in order to help yourself. There's also a program, if you have runny nose and stuff, there's also a program called Shiva. I forgot where it was. Let me check. I'll go back into my search and I'll just go Shiva. You will? Ooh. You are too fast for me. Here we go. Bioenergetic Harmony 1. Yeah? And Shiva is literally when you have like temperatures or, you know, runny nose, things happening in the body, mucous membranes and things like that, and your body's not feeling well. That's a really good program to run as well. Release Pure. Yeah? Those are all beautiful programs to use. So if I would give you 4 programs basically to start with, is defense, bacteria harmony, and then impurities, and then I would say probably pure, which is in gold cycle. So basic 4 would be that. But then depending on what's going on in the body and how to support your body to build the immune system, I would definitely focus on 2 really, really important things, or maybe 3, which are stomach, so your stomach acid, your gut health, and your lymph. Those 3 are really important. And together with that, you know, when you build the gut, you will help your liver to actually load off things, so it's not going to be as overwhelmed. So I'm going to post again. I'll post the photo into our group, so you can actually get all these programs. But you can also have your search for yourself. If you have your Heal Advisor search app, just search in there. You can write in stomach, you can write in spleen, you can write in lymphatic system, you can write in, you know, blood harmony. You have a lot of different list of programs for blood harmony. So blood harmony is including the bone marrow in there. Yeah. So just have in mind, for example, bioenergetic vitalization. We haven't done that specifically, but bioenergetic vitalization is a great program when it comes to blood, when it comes to regenerating your DNA and anything that your body, like stem cell, you know, DNA regeneration. So it's really important to understand, like, bioinformation is how information travels from cell to cell. Regeneration, bioenergetic vitalization bioenergetic vitalization. There's a program, Regeneration 1, 2, 3, which is really good. There's a protocol for that. And there's also bone harmony. So bone harmony goes not only into bones, but also into bone marrow. Yeah, especially in the bioenergetic vitalization. So there's plenty of programs to use. But as I said, 4 programs basic if you know, your go-to, but then you can dig deeper to understand what your body needs. So if you are having digestive issues, then you need to take care of your gut first, because if your gut's not working, everything else will not work. So we've done the gut. I forgot to post the list of programs from Jazz. I will post that today or tomorrow in our group, so you can actually have all those programs that she recommended from Healy, like your already prepared programs. But if you are wanting specific things, you can do that too. But that's in general the immune system. Now, any questions before we finish? So I'm just going to stop this sharing. Any questions? You can raise your hand, you can pop them into a chat. But I'm just going to go and see if there's any questions. Defense in bioenergetic harmony 1, bacteria in bioenergetic harmony 2, impurity in digital nutrition. No, so impurities will be in bioenergetic. Impurities. Where are you? There's 2 impurities. One is bioenergetic harmony something. I think it's bioenergetic harmony 1. Let me check. There's so many programs. I always go through the search if I want a specific one. So I don't have to. Yeah, so it's bioenergetic harmony 2. You have 2 impurities. One is digital nutrition, which is, so digital nutrition, we haven't done that yet, but we'll take a look at digital nutrition as well. So it's literally the absorption of minerals and vitamins and specific hormones frequencies that you would apply after your meal to actually help your body absorb better. Yeah. And to actually, you know, help the body fill the gaps of nutrition and nutrients that it's missing, or that it's depleting so much because of stress. Yeah, because we deplete 10 times more minerals out of the body when we are under stress. So just letting you know. So yeah, impurities in bioenergetic harmony 2, friendly flora power 3, classical physical power 3. Yeah, that you can do that too. Please mention it in the chat box. Okay, so yes, replays are always in the Facebook group. If you don't have the Facebook group, let me know. I'll post it in here. Oh, group. Okay, let me I actually missed that one. Okay, let me just go to share the link to the group. Here you go. So all the trainings are in the guide section. Just bear with me. The trainings, I need to wait from Healy Corporate to actually send me the link. So I don't have access until Healy Corporate actually sends me the link. So it's normally it's the next day, but depending on how fast the programs at the back are doing things. So, but it's always at the beginning of next week. So always normally Tuesday, Wednesday, I get it. Okay. Any questions? Questions? How does it help with? Okay, so I'm not a doctor, yeah, but autoimmune diseases are when, from my knowledge, is when the immune system attacks itself. Yeah, so immune system attacks itself when it has too much overload for too long and it doesn't know what to do with it anymore. Yeah, so when you are literally balancing your, and you can go and do your research, and I'm not saying that this is how it goes, and I'm not saying that this is what it does and the Healy does, but with autoimmune diseases, you are missing certain nutrients. You're actually needing to support your gut, and you need to look at the organs within your body and how they're connecting to each other. Yeah, so alkalizing your body is crucial. We're going to look at that with inflammation next week. Yeah, and Healy is beautiful in lowering the inflammation because IMF currents, and we're going to look at that. You know, every single disease literally comes from inflammation. Yeah, and I say this is, yeah, because your body's out of balance. So when your body is inflamed, there's a reason for it. So when your immune system is attacking itself, there is a reason for it. So we need to go backwards and heal every part of the body in order for the immune system to settle down. Yeah. So, and that's probably you're gonna need to heal a lot of things, like support your body, create an environment in order for the body to heal before the effect of the immune system comes back to balance. Yeah. But if you are supporting your immune system and supporting specific elements of the body, and for the specific needs, I would definitely recommend you to use practitioners like time waiver practitioners and nutritionists and things like that to combine to actually see what's going on in the body. You're welcome. Ear infection, sound. Okay, so I would really encourage you to use Heal Advisor Search app. So any your specific issues, you can actually pop it in there. Yeah. So if I do ear, I'm just gonna see if I can actually pop that on. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what comes up. Yeah. So that's defense. Like this literally immune system. So any infection will be immune system related. Yeah. So you can start doing immune system support. Start with the 4 programs that I've offered you before and do the list that we have, and then you can support that as well. Limit on recurring UTI, high creatine, low blood count, bladder issues. So as I said, UTIs are when your kidneys are not working properly, or there's a liver issue, or there's a gut issue. Yeah, because especially with women, you know, the gut and the uterus and the kidneys and the bladder are really, really closely connected. And if the gut and the permeability of the gut, and we've looked at the gut last week, so if the gut lining is damaged, yeah, so if we're looking at the large intestine, that will be IBS, right? So irritable bowel syndrome. If we're looking at the small intestine, that will be our SIBO, which is the small intestine bacterial overgrowth. And, you know, like Jez was saying last week, if the lining was damaged, then the toxins can leak back into the bloodstream. And the bloodstream, remember, liver filters the blood, kidney filters the blood. So if there's too much toxins going into the bloodstream from the gut, they're influencing other organs. And that means that's too many things in the body and the kidneys can't handle it. And if the kidneys are already working slower, yeah, meaning that they're not performing at their best, you will, and you're not drinking water properly, you will have bacteria in your urinary tract, which is between the kidney and the bladder, and in your bladder. So that will feel uncomfortable, right? So it's not the point to do the symptoms, it's the point to go into the body and go, okay, so where is this coming from? Right? So where is this coming from? Okay, so it's coming out here, but what is behind that? So behind the sensation is the bladder. Behind the bladder is the kidney. Behind the kidney is the gut, because the gut, anything go from the gut goes back into the liver and into the kidneys, into the liver, into the kidneys. So if you are having reoccurring UTI infections, my experience, and I had them literally every single week years back, it's your gut that you need to fix, not fix, but balance. Yeah, your gut, your bacteria overgrowth, and it's normally candida, or parasites and things like that, and also permeability of the gut. So you need to close the lining of the gut, so to stop the leakage of bacteria and pathogens into your bloodstream. So when you actually do that, meaning you will need to adjust your food, right? So eliminating every single sugar, all the grains, all the wheat. Wheat currently today, the type of wheat we are currently using is a new type of wheat that was actually genetically modified. So that to actually grow smaller and faster and yield more. And because of that, the starches in that grain are completely different from the wheat that we used to use. And the wheat that we used to use, it was called einkorn. And that wheat had simpler starches, and the body was able to actually digest it properly. Now the starch and the gluten in the new wheat is actually toxic to our body. And the toxin that we are putting in, the bacteria in the gut will start responding to what we are actually feeding it. So if we are putting toxins in, then the candida is already present in the gut and in the body. So it's not new. Yeah. So candida bacteria is actually the only bacteria in your body that can digest toxins, and toxins specifically connected to wheat. So, and when it does that, what happens is there's a byproduct of that digestion that is actually high in acidity that actually eats out the lining of the gut, and it creates holes in there. Yeah, so then the toxins out of the large intestine can leak into the bloodstream, and that's why they come to the kidneys and they come to your bladder, because that is not supposed to be there. Yeah, so if you are having recurring UTIs, get rid of sugar, get rid of dairy, get rid of grains. Yeah, and high proteins, bone broth is amazing, or collagen high things. If you are not eating animal proteins, then sea moss is amazing because it builds up the collagen in the gut as well, to heal that, to close that. And you can use Healy programs for gut, and you'll have plenty of those. And you also can use, currently, if you have UTI infections, Defense, Bacteria Harmony, classical physical, classical energetic. Those are my favorite. Yeah, to actually help the body eliminate those toxins. Skin infections from fungus. You will need to kill fungus in the body. So fungus, okay. We are doing the Power 3. Yeah, so in the group, in the Facebook group, we are starting a challenge on the 3rd of June. And we are doing a 9-week challenge. And you have 3 options to choose. One is just the basic, running the protocol. Second one is to adjust your foods, run the protocol. The third one is adjust your foods, run the protocol, and add supplements and herbs that actually kill your parasites, overgrowth of bacteria, as well as your fungus, mold, and yeast. So we need to understand that fungus, yeast, and mold are the same thing. Yeah, they're just different forms, and they're really, really, really hard to kill. Yeah, because they are adaptive, and they actually adapt to anything that you're feeding them, and they will actually start tricking you. So if you have, I don't know, supplements like garlic, that is like natural antibiotic that kills the fungus and mold and yeast, after 2 weeks, the fungus and mold and yeast in your body will adapt, and the garlic won't work anymore. So that's really important. That's why we're doing the challenge. I've actually posted all the supplements that you can use. I'm actually killing the mold yeast again. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm doing it every single year. And I actually see if something's coming up that's not really what I wanted. Then I go into the cleans of my gut and I actually clean everything out, use my supplements to actually start killing off parasites or mold, whatever is in the body. And you will know if you have fungus infections, even if you don't have skin. If you have fungus on skin, then your gut is really compromised, because skin is a mirror of your gut. Yeah, remember, mucous membranes, bacteria in the gut are also on the skin. So those are all toxins leaking out of the skin, because your body and the gut is so open and has so many wounds and holes that all the toxicity goes into the bloodstream, and underneath the skin is your lymph, which carries your toxins. So it's really important to close the gut and cleanse it, but you need to actually feed the body. So we are doing the protocol. The Power 3 also has a Zappa protocol, as we were talking about, when we had the session of Power 3, that actually has a proper frequency to kill the parasites and pathogens in your body. And we are adapting if you want to. You don't have to, but I've listed all the supplements that I'll be using and to kill off, and I've done this before for myself. Many times I do that normally once or twice a year to actually cleanse things out. But it's really important to feed your body. You need high quality proteins, because without proteins or amino acids, your body will go into detox shock. So you need to feed your body properly. When you're actually applying frequencies and adding herbs and things like that, you can't just detox things out. You need to actually rebalance and regenerate your body alongside it, and actually build up your cells with amino acids, which are building blocks for the protein, which build your cells. So it's really important to have that and have the right one, as well as I know in India culture you have a lot of legumes, so lentils and chickpeas and all of that. You need to really understand how to really, and I know you're cooking them, but to really clean them, wash them really well, cook them in a pressure cooker to actually change the structure of the legumes to get the proteins out, and also to eliminate phytic acid, because phytic acid is a protective mechanism of a plant, a legume plant, that actually is really harmful for your gut. Yeah, so it's really important how you prepare your food, because plants have protective mechanisms as well. They have immune systems, right? So they will protect themselves by us eating it, right? So we need to actually prepare them correctly in order for the body to not react. And if your gut is already compromised, you want to actually have food that is feeding your body, not irritating it more. Yeah, so it's really important what you feed yourself. And I'm not saying, oh my God, I can't eat anything right now. No, you can. It's just testing your body how it feels. It's going to be a trial and error. Yeah, and whatever you are learning, this is a conversation I've been having for like 3 months now. It's really interesting to me, and I know I'm a really strange person, but any healing comes with exploration. And exploration means mistakes, which I don't see it as mistakes. It's actually trial and error. So even doctors, and I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not a doctor, but they are practitioners. So practitioners are practicing. They don't know everything. They are literally learning from the feedback of the body. And you also can learn from the feedback of your body. So if you are thinking going into the healing journey that you're going to have a pill or a supplement or something that will just do magic stuff and you won't have to do any work, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I will really burst your bubble, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, and you're not going to have really good results, and you're going to be hugely disappointed. So your body and you are a team. So you put this in, your body responds, and you go, oh, you like this one. Okay, great. You want more? Great. Let's do this. Yeah. And then the body responds, yeah, I want more. Okay. And then you add something else, and the body goes, nope, I don't like that one. And you go, okay, no worries. I'll give you something else. Okay, this one's good. Okay, this one was so-so. Okay. It's literally learning as a communication of your body. Yeah. So please, it's like kids. Kids learn all the time. They're in exploration system and presence all the time. They don't care if something's, they build a castle that, they demolish it. They build a castle, they demolish it. So it's important to learn what works for your body and trust your body. Otherwise, you're not going to create a system and connection with yourself, and you're never going to heal. You're never going to create enough supportive environment for your body to actually heal. But of course, like, I'm not a doctor, I can share my experiences, but that's about it. Okay. So fungus, yeah, sometimes it can take between 5 to 10 years to actually kill the fungus. Just letting you know. So from now on, I think you're gonna use gloves when you actually operate the moldy vegetables, right? So that is a hazardous situation. But yes, when mold is present, especially through the skin, because if it goes through the stomach and you have enough stomach acid, it's going to kill the mold. So it's not a problem at all. Yeah. But if you are absorbing it through the skin, there's nothing else. There's not a barrier. The only barrier is the lymph and then the internal organs. So you really need to be careful how you manage, your foods, especially moldy foods. Okay. Anything else? Let me see what program can be used together. So again, sinus is mucous membranes. Mucous membranes are connected to the gut. As I said, Shiva program is actually really good one for that. Defense is really good one for that. But building the immune system, building your gut will help you to not get sick. Yeah? I have not been sick like everyone else for over 15 years. People tell me, what do you mean you don't get sick? People are sick around me and I can be with them and I don't get sick because it's not about them. It's about my immune system. It's my defense. I'm responsible for my health. Yeah. And I've been helping people. They've been having temperatures and horrible, being sick, really sick, like not getting out of bed. And I've been around them and they'd be telling me, Petra, you can't be here. Like, you're going to get sick. No, I'm not. Because my immune system is strong. So it's really important to understand that you are the one creating that. You are the one responsible for your health. Okay. Okay. Yes. So with diabetes, it's a bit more complicated than just using programs. Yeah, because diabetes is meaning that your body has been out of balance for a while. So there's different elements that are connected to that. I would encourage you to actually watch the gut session last week because Jez actually touched on that. And I would encourage you to actually find a time waiver practitioner that can actually really look at the situation in your body in depth. And actually they can prepare specific programs for you and not just general wellness, well-being programs to support your body. And I have plenty of my expert programs for myself because I combine them with Healy general systemic programs and my specific programs for my body and what my body truly needs. Yeah. And it's not just, general things that can happen. Like, Healy has beautiful digestive programs that eventually when you're using it regularly, you're supporting your gut. But if there's an issue that where you're completely out of balance and you really need to come back, you need a specific support and you need different ways of supporting that from different angles. It's not just going to be one angle. Yeah. So I would encourage you to do that. And with diabetes, it's normally gut and liver. Yeah. Just letting you know. Ultimate effect of our meridian points, which are energy relate centers. So if you are in meridian programs only, will not take the overall care. What's your opinion? So, okay, so let me try that. So meridian. My question is, most of these ultima effect are meridian points, which are energy centers, yeah, so chakras. So if we run meridian programs only, will it not take the overall care? Okay. If I understand you correctly, so if you run the meridian programs, wouldn't that influence your energy centers like chakras as well? And you don't have to do anything else? Yes, but not yes overall. Yeah, because the meridian programs on the pink app, which are individual microcurrent frequencies, are actually influencing the flow of energy within the body. Yeah, they're moving energy. But remember, we have layers of the body. So the IMF program, majority of time, influences the physical matter of the body, which is, yes, chi, but the chi in the meridians on the physical level, it's like between the energy and the physical. I don't have words in English how to actually describe it. It's not ether, yeah, so it's not completely air, but it has texture, but it's not complete matter, yeah, because we have layers of our energy, right? We have layers of expression. and different density of a frequency creates different expressions. So for example, when you go into the Blue Resonance app, you can get patterns in the centers. That does not mean that there's a blockage on a physical level directly, because if you go into a pattern of an aura scan, it might come up with a third eye chakra, but then it will tell you the chakra is shining in, I don't know, solar plexus color yellow. Yeah, that actually means that the solar plexus area has either is too open or it's too closed, and it's influencing your third eye. But that's on a etheric level or an emotional level, which is a different layer of the body. But eventually, if it's not if it's not addressed, it will come into the physical body as a manifestation of the disbalance of something on a physical level. So we have different layers of manifestation. So Healy actually scans 12 layers deep, meaning that it can sense things that are not visible, physically experienced here for us yet. So you can actually work with the energetic part of yourself, and you never have to actually experience that on a physical level. You can work with this realm of energy, which is easier because it's lighter, it's different texture. Because if it's already on a physical, the texture is much denser, right? Because we can hold our hands in our body, we can touch it. So this energy moves slower, where the layers of our body, which is etheric, during in the aura, emotional, etheric, and astral, and all of that, those energies are more, etheric. They're more, they're not as tangible, so that you can shift them faster. So I would say, looking at the frequencies that we have, I would combine working on the energetic as well as the physical, because then we are actually combining the layers together and we are supporting it from the bottom and up. Because remember, energy flows in both directions, right? So it's coming from down up and up down, because it's creating the opposites, because it's magnetic field. Yeah, because we have the torus field, which is magnetic field. It needs opposite directions of energy in order to actually create a field. So we need to actually support it from bottom up, which is the physical level up, and from top up, which is the energetic down to the physical. And the more the energies start to meet, the more they start to balance. That's how I experience it. That's how I see it. That's from my knowledge. But of course, this is by no all means not the only thing. Yeah, but that's how I see things in energy. And I also experience that on my physical body when I actually apply frequency on a resonance app, and I know if it's not moving, I actually need to apply meridian as well as chakra in the IMF in order to actually build the electrical current in order to move the energy. Because remember, the pink app actually builds the electrical current and not the magnetism. The blue app actually builds the magnetism, right? The magnetic field. So it resonates the organs. It's not building the electricity. It's not charging the cell. But if you want change on a physical, you need charge in order to shift something, because it's a slower energy. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, hope I kind of answer that. Is there an effect on the immune system from... I have no idea. Oh, is that a thing? I have no idea what that is, but that's not. So autoimmune, I've answered that. So skin, or stomach, that's also your gut. You need to look at your gut. You need to look at your stomach acid. Yeah, so ulcers, as I said, it's really important how much food you eat, how much acid you have, how much you build the wall of your stomach. And this, you can run stomach programs, you can run bacteria harmony for that. What is... Nope, that's it. Okay. Okay, cool. That's about it. No questions. Oh, wow, half an hour over. If you have any questions, you can always pop them into the Facebook group. Our recording will be available latest beginning of the next week. Always in the group. We are starting the challenge on the 3rd of June. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. We would love to have you. It's always more fun to do it with people together. And it's all about experimenting. There is no right or wrong way. It's about experimenting and what you actually experience in your body. Yeah, that's the fun thing. I like doing that. That's my fun thing. But thank you for joining us tonight. I am truly grateful that you have come. Next week, we finally have inflammation. So we are going to go there because it's a crucial part of any healing. And I truly believe that like all roads lead to Rome, all roads to any out of balance situations lead from inflammation. So we are going to look at that, and Healy is beautiful for that because literally almost any program in Healy helps to lower inflammation, which is really amazing. But thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your participation. And thank you for starting to implement all of the knowledge that you're learning. Please do implement, because without implementation, you don't get any outcome. But next week, inflammation, and thank you. Have a beautiful rest of the week and beautiful weekend. And I'll be seeing you in the group and next Thursday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.